Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Thank you all, as always, for tuning in to tonight's show. As always, I'm trying to get caught up on some stats so I can make sure that I'm giving you the right information. Neil, good evening, welcome. Dan Hudson, good evening to you. Regina, hello. Miss Clark, Faye's in the house this evening. Love you guys big time. Got an announcement we're going to make before we get off into tonight's show. There are at least 2 or 3 stories we're going to share with you all tonight. Our biggest story will come from Shreveport, Louisiana, and it involves shootings, violent crime in Shreveport, Louisiana. Simply put, I think the heading for tonight was Shreveport, Louisiana, war zone. I think that's what we put up. It wasn't changed. And if you live in Shreveport, then you know why we say it's a war zone, because indeed it is that. Lisa Robinson, I love you big time. I thank you so much for what you did the other day. Gratefully appreciate you. Tammy, always 100, never fake. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Always a pleasure to see you. Miss Davis, good evening, and welcome to our broadcast tonight. Shreveport is worse than New Orleans. Regina, I think you just preached. I think you just preached. Okay, let me get this out the way quickly here. Incidentally, the phone lines are down. The internet's going in and out, so we're not able to receive any calls or make any calls because everything's hooked up to the internet. Miss Harris is in. See, it just blinked out then. She just, I think for the second time in 2 days, she had to call and said, Mr. Scott, you know what time it is? I'm tired, y'all. Please forgive me. Robin Smith, good evening to you. Welcome, welcome. Karen, good evening to you as well. This is the announcement again that we didn't want to make, but we're going to make it tonight. You know, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, we came on and told you that Tanya Fine, I love you big time. Always a pleasure to see you. I did see you call today, but I was in a meeting, so I couldn't answer. So please forgive me yet. Okay. About 2 weeks ago, we were going to make an announcement that we would be leaving YouTube. We had set a date for one Friday, and we was going to announce that, I think, that Wednesday night. However, by accident, I was checking some inboxes one day, and Tammy, I swear to God, I do. I've never been this tired in a long time. I am tired. I'm drained. I just told Cynthia, I said, I'm drained. I'm tired. And I really need some rest. But if I sound that way, I am tired. But anyway, I was trying to answer one message in the inbox thing through Facebook, but made a mistake and hit another one. And when I did, it was a picture of a young black male that was missing. I didn't look at the date, so I couldn't tell you how long it had been there, but I immediately responded back and asked, was he still missing? That individual responded back and said, yes, he is. I said, well, send me all the information that you have on him, and we'll do what we can to, spread the word for you. And they did. A few minutes after that, the phone would ring, and it would be a Mr. Gerald Wooten on the other end. It turned out to be Tyrese Gibson's father. And after hearing the story, we decided that we could leave just yet. Let us at least try to see this case all the way through. You know the case. By now it's gone nationwide. A young black male in Jacksonville, Texas, left home with a female on August the 22nd, and he has yet to be seen since that night. There are currently, I think, 4 people still in custody relating to the crime. They're charged with I think, aggravated kidnapping. I don't want to do it, Tammy. Always, I don't want to do it. I don't. I love you too. I love you guys. And most of you, like you, Tammy, have been with me from day one. But anyway, after we got there and talked with his father and his mother, I said we can't go now. We're going to stay and try to see this through. But we set a date for September the 30th. I think it's on a Wednesday. That's going to be our last night on YouTube. My work still continues. I've been doing this for many years, and I'll be doing it until the day I die. But truth be told, we're not, and we didn't set out to make any money. As a matter of fact, we was just trying it out, see if it would work. I really wasn't into it, but it worked. It went, and I appreciate you guys for that. But the donations are not coming in, and we have to pay bills. By the time we get a check from YouTube, which is like every 2 months, by the time it gets into the account, it's probably only enough to put gas in the vehicle. That's how much we make off of YouTube. So the donations are not where we need them to be. And so it takes up a lot of time and research to get this thing together for you all. If I was just talking on YouTube, just gossiping, running my mouth, research would not be needed. But what we do, we take serious. So, but financially, we're losing on YouTube. So Wednesday, I think it's Wednesday, but I know it's September 30th will be our last day on YouTube. We may be offline again. Okay, it just popped back on. That's what I mean. I apologize. Just been going like for the past 2 or 3 days with Xfinity. They suck. They suck. They suck. They suck. But I love you guys, and I appreciate you for your support. As I said a little while ago, most of you have been here with me from day one, and I'm grateful to that. But it's probably won't be the last time that you see me. But we are still going to work with Levance and Gerald Wooten, Tyrese Gibson's parents, to stay up to date if nothing's changed by the 30th as to what's going on. You all have been inboxing, you've been calling, you've been emailing, and I'm grateful to that. The parents are grateful to that. If you're not calling, offering tips or information, you're calling with concerns about both of them, and it really touches me. And you all are still calling. And I know you probably called today. You couldn't get through because of Xfinity and stuff. But I've relayed some of your messages to the parents and stuff. But there are a lot that I haven't. But we're going to get, hopefully between 9 and tomorrow sometime, most of those messages over there to them. Now, as far as any updates on the case, there's nothing new. I hate to tell you that, but that's nothing new. He said he went missing on the 22nd of August, and we're approaching the 22nd again. So hopefully we have some new developments before the 30th. Hopefully we will. Okay. I think before we get to Shreveport, when you put on a badge and a gun and you raise your right hand to take an oath to serve and protect the people. As a little boy, when I saw an individual in that uniform, I loved them. I thought they were wonderful. I wanted to be a cop. They protect people. They're the good guys. And that might have been true back then. But I don't know what's going on now, because it has to be something in the water that they're drinking, because all hell has broken loose from the over 18,000 police departments in the United States. And not one is without stain. There's a problem with every police department in the United States. And most of those problems go back to encounters with Black people. It does not appear that law enforcement has a desire to change their tactics when it comes to Black people. The methods that they use in white neighborhoods are totally different from what Black people get. Totally different. That's why you hear me say all the time that it's nothing you can do about this at the academy. It's the mind state of the individual that we're given a badge and a gun. And until police officers in this country are held responsible for their actions, if I die tonight, heaven's backing me up, things will only get worse. If I know I can do whatever I want to do to you without fear of retaliation or any consequences, I'm going to do it. Because I have some people in the back of me that's going to back me up. An officer can sometimes justify one bullet. He or she can justify two. But anything after that is questionable, at least in my eyes. Putting 7 bullets in an individual back, not only is that questionable, that's attempt homicide. That's what it is. When we watched George Floyd beg a white man to get up off his neck because he couldn't breathe, and we watched that white man keep his neck, it keeps going in, on George Floyd's neck. Then we began to see George Floyd foam at the mouth. Then we seen other body fluids eject. And then we hear George Floyd call out to his mama, who had been dead for, I think, a year. When we see that, when we see a first responder, life comes to an end because law enforcement are executing a warrant at an address where the person they're looking for does not reside. And then riddle this woman's body with bullets. And then lie about we announced who we were. Then we come back and say, no, we didn't announce because it was a no-knock warrant. So why did you say you announced and you didn't do it? When we see that, when we see a Black man returning a rental car, calls for a lift to pick him and his friend up. And when the vehicle arrives, they get in the back because Roderick Walker is not the driver. He's the passenger. Now, for whatever reason, I said it because I don't believe anything they said. They said an unmarked vehicle with police officers in it pulls over the vehicle that Mr. Walker is in. We pulled him over because it was a busted tail light. Okay, all right. But my question is, if it's a busted tail light and somebody's driving it and you stop them, I don't know why you don't ask the driver for their driver's license, because they did. But yet you go to the back and demand Roderick Walker produce some identification. Now, depending upon the situation, a lot of folks don't know this. You don't have to always comply with what they're saying. He's a passenger. There was no need for him to have to show them this identification. Not at all. You said it was a busted tail light. So how do we go from a busted tail light to a bloody face? I watched him repeatedly punch this man in the face with their fist as hard as they could. And then the powers that be. Well, we're doing that in investigation. It's going to take some time. I know what you're doing. I don't know why. What more do you have to investigate? If you catch me on camera beating a man bloody, you're not going to say, well, yeah, we saw Mr. Scott, but we're going to do an investigation thorough, and we're going to let him remain free. You're not going to do me that way. You're not. Now, two police officers sitting in a unit. An individual, y'all saw the video, an individual walks up and opens fire on the two officers, who are still, I think, listed in critical condition, a male and a female. Now watch this. Law enforcement agencies across the country are now asking for your undivided attention. They have put up a reward for the individual that ambushed the police officers. We need to get him now. He's a danger to society. We gotta get him now, right now. Let's go. Well, let me say this here. I respect law enforcement. But since the beginning of time, and y'all know this, Black people has not had a good rapport with the police department, simply because they haven't given us a reason to. They've had ample amount of time to change, turn around, and get in line. They haven't. When you kill us, when you beat us, when you humiliate us, you laugh about it. It's funny. You laugh about it. But now the tables have turned.
The table has turned. Now they're saying police officers in this country are under attack. Well, let me say this. It's about goddamn time. Yes, sir. In the name of Jesus. Hallelujah. Yes, sir. It's time. You expect for black people to stop what they're doing and give a salute to the officers that was ambushed. I don't give a fuck about them goddamn cops in that motherfucking car. I don't give a damn about their goddamn family. You don't give a fuck about us. So now we got to show respect to two officers that was sitting there, as the police said, minding their business. Well, let me tell you about Bachman Dean, Dallas, Texas. Michael Brown. These people were minding their own damn business. And crooked, diabolical, racist, trigger-happy police officers decided to interrupt their life. Some permanently. And when the protests went worldwide because of what happened to George Floyd, here's what didn't change. They didn't stop shooting us. They didn't stop beating us. They didn't stop killing us. They didn't stop harassing us. It got worse. So when you do it, you want us to help you apprehend. If I knew who it was and I could hide him out, I would do it with great damn pleasure. You mock us every time you kill one of us and you don't go to jail. You mock us. And now you want Black America to sympathize. Well, all cops are not bad. I used to say that. I used to think that. I wanted to believe that. But if all cops are not bad, I want to know, where are the motherfucking good cops at when the bad cops are showing ass? Therefore, I now put them all in the same cup. You got to learn. You must learn. And you have not seen hell yet. You just want Black people to take the treatment that is given to us. Whether it's right or wrong, feel good or feel bad. And you don't have a problem with us responding to what you have done to us, as long as we respond to it in a peaceful manner. You whoop my ass. You racial profile me. You lie on me. You put bullets in my ass. And you don't have a problem, if I don't die, you don't have a problem with me responding to it. I just need to go out in the streets with a Holy Bible and be peaceful. Cannot expect to continue to bring violence to the Black community and it's not returned. This day was coming. Y'all knew it. It hasn't got bad yet. Shall we go back to Dallas, Texas when they knocked their ass off? So we have to continue to accept what you do to us. And then you want us to go back in slavery and respond to it the way Master wants us to respond to it. Look towards the hills from which cometh your help. The Lord will make a way. Do you know how many damn years we've been praying and we've been walking the streets of the United States with a sign saying no justice, no peace? You ought to know by now them white folks don't get some peace out your ass. So that's bullshit. That's bullshit. As long as you do something close to nothing, you will continue to be in the streets yelling, no justice, no peace. In order for Black America to get some peace in their lives, brothers and sisters, we got to raise hell. You got to sound the goddamn motherfucking alarm. Black people forgive too goddamn quick. I got to forgive. God wants me to forgive. It's the right thing to do. Well, you tell them that you said that shit. I never say what you want me to say. I'm gonna tell you how I feel about it. I don't give a goddamn if they start knocking cops off all over the goddamn United States. All I can say, about time. Now you know how Black America feels. Now you know. Don't send out what you don't want in return of. Don't do it. Because let me tell you this here. When blacks get it together and really get angry, there's a nigger in all of us. And white America, you don't want to see the nigger. When blacks wake up the nigger, oh, where will you run? Nowhere. There is no happiness. Two cops minding their own business. I can sit here all night and a lot of black folks that was minding their own business. And now they're dead. No, I'm not going to share to try to apprehend the individual. Share this because there's a reward. Not on my page. I'm not going to do it. Now, you probably think that's evil. Okay. If you think this is evil, then sure you must agree that interrupting somebody's life just because of the color of their skin, that also is evil. And but two wrongs don't make it right, but it'll satisfy the fuck out of me. It will do that. It will do that. Black people are under attack from the police departments, from Donald Duck and his administration, white supremacist groups, the Ku Klux Klan, and black people who go along just to get along. If you keep beating my ass and I keep telling you I don't like it, I keep telling you it don't feel good, but here's what I don't do, and it's what you notice. I don't leave. So it cannot be as bad as I'm claiming to be if I'm still taking it. It can't be. I'm not going to say what you want me to say. I never do that. Tell them to forgive. Tell them to go out there and march peaceful. Protesters, it's really useless for y'all to be out there marching because then the shit's gonna change that way. But listen, if you must march, tell the motherfucker down. Just don't fuck up your shit. Go in their area and fuck up their shit. They come in our area and fuck up us, so let's return the favor. Let's go over there and fuck their shit up. I think it's fair. Now you want us to, want you to give a salute to the fallen soldiers. You salute the motherfuckers because I'm saluted out. Fuck that. Salute my ass. Now let's get to Shreveport, Louisiana. Shreveport, Louisiana is a war zone. It's terrible in Shreveport, Louisiana. We hear shots in Shreveport, Louisiana just about every day. If a person didn't get shot, the call says shots fired. Every day, just about every day. I hope my Ferris is here to correct me if I'm wrong. I think a 2-year-old boy was accidentally shot and is in the hospital. when the child should be at home playing. That's where the child should be. But he's in the hospital fighting for his life. You have to be the change that you claim you want to see. I think that's about the third baby this year that has been shot. Now, we can't fight this aggressively through social media. You have to get out there. You must get out there. But we cannot just keep blaming Chief Raymond and the men and women that's under him. I really believe they're doing the best that they can with what they have. So if there's no DNA or nothing physical at a crime scene that can tie to a suspect, what do? They rely on the public to send a tip in because somebody knows. But when the public know, or some know, they don't send in a tip. I don't know why you're upset with the police. You should be upset with your damn self. You will eventually come to the mic crying. Somebody saw something. This ain't right. He didn't have to live like, he didn't have to die like this. Somebody said something. Last week, we begged your ass to do the exact same thing you want us to do today, and we know you know who did it. But now the bullets done landed at your door. There are some gangs in Shreveport, Louisiana. Now, I'm not going to agree with some and say most of this comes from gangs. I can't say that. Even when we know it's a retaliation, it does not mean it's a gang retaliating on another. It doesn't mean that. But you have them. Now, there's a brother in Shreveport, Louisiana. If I said he's a threat, that's an understatement. This guy is diabolical. He's been on the radar, I think, ever since July. He was on federal probation. Well, the other day, law enforcement was finally able to lay hands on him. Cornell, I think it's Braggs, was arrested, finally. And I'm going to tell you why SPD. Keep in mind, so he was arrested, without incident. Principal to second degree outside of a game for this guy for Shreveport. This is a major arrest. A major arrest. We're going to put his picture up after this is over. They call him a terrorist because he threatened people, and he do what he says he's going to do. They looking at it as a major arrest because he controlled so much in the city of Shreveport when it came to guns, drugs, and other things. Shreveport is now looking and hoping to see a drastic drop in shootings in the city. All because of this one man. This one man. That is now behind bars. When we get so bold and so bad, we then think we are untouchable. And for most of it, you are untouchable until somebody whispers in somebody's ear and they begin to connect the dots and they arrest you. We have people in Shreveport are now sleeping in their tubs trying to dodge a bullet. I'm going to try to, tomorrow, as Ferris hasn't sent me the information yet, I'm going to go visit a lady who is now so afraid she's sleeping inside of her vehicle. Why am I telling you about Carnell? Again, this is a major arrest for the police and could possibly put a drastic drop in the number of shootings and homicides in the city. Now, if others would fall in line with the individual that called in the tips to get this brother, you know what would happen? Because of that, you would immediately see a decrease because they will be picking them up and locking them up. So if you want your streets safe again in Shreveport, and if you know something, it's imperative that you speak. You expletive, please forgive me. It's been doing this all night. It keeps going in and out. Now, if you do nothing, if you say nothing, things are only going to get worse in the city. There are 1,000,001 ways to get a tip to authorities. We just need you to speak up, speak out, and bring an end to this. Every day that a shooter or killer remains free in Shreveport, Louisiana, if you in Shreveport, I am, we mark for death. Because we don't know who he is or who she is. We mark for death. And these people, when I say guns, they have guns. Ain't no clocks, 9mm. They got AK-47s, whatever. Cop killer bullets. These people don't play. So we can only get peace when those that know speak up and let law enforcement know who these people are. So we can get them locked up, prosecuted, and sent on down the road. Now, listen, I haven't always done right. but I haven't always done wrong either. It is sad for me to have to say Shreveport is a war zone, but it is. When Mayor Ollie Tyler was in office, I said, we have a crisis. She said, no, we don't. I said, what Shreveport you looking at? You live in. One time they came to the mics and said, crime, especially in Shreveport, is trouble. This was under Ollie Taylor's administration. And I'm at the press conference, I'm looking, and in my mind, I'm going, well, it has to be another Shreveport, Louisiana, because I know damn well she ain't talking about this when the crime is down. You can't tell us that it's down. It might be down in your area, but it's not down in Shreveport. It's not. Unless there is, another Shreveport, Louisiana that I don't know about. Shreveport, some of the worst places to live in Shreveport, but to hang around. It's downtown Riverfront, Avondale, Lakeside, Moortown, just had a shooting over in Hollywood Heights, Queensboro, MLK, Stony Hill, Cedar Grove. These are what I call red zones. And so people in Shreveport begin to search the internet to move, not to another neighborhood, but to leave Shreveport. Some want to get away from Shreveport so bad, they just go right over the bridge. And that's Bossier City. Businesses are leaving. Naturally, when business leave, your revenue goes down. And it's hard to get a company to come to Shreveport when other companies are leaving Shreveport because of how bad it is. If you owned a business or ran a business and it was up to you to move it from here to there, think about it. Would you be coming to Shreveport, Louisiana? No, because you're probably not going to get much business. So this thing with the shootings and killings in Shreveport, it has so many side effects to it. Now, we cannot predict when someone's going to go off again. And for the most part, the police department only come after the fact. We must do our part in telling what we know, unless you just okay with being a hostage. And I'm not. I'm not. Especially when our babies are being shot. A bullet don't have a name on it. It doesn't. But when this guy got arrested, speaking with a couple of guys today, and I remember when he said he's a terrorist, and some other things that he's been accused of. And I can't bring up now, but I'm like, oh my God. And I sat in awe. And they said, Mr. Scott, I ain't never lied to you. I said, I know you have. He said, well, I'm going to send something. And he said, and I looked. He needs to be locked up. When he was apprehended, he had a gun on him then. He was already on federal probation, which means he cannot possess firearms. But he did. He did. And tomorrow night, we're going to go a little more in depth about this problem. But I have to get ready to get out of here because my voice is going in and out. So that's why we made the announcement earlier about when we're getting ready to leave. Listen, I love you guys big time. I appreciate you. You've been here from day one. But remember, everybody is somebody's child. When a life is taken, I wish some people that have taken those lives could be a fly on the wall in the family's home so they can see them in real time and can see and feel their emotions. Maybe that would wake up the conscience in you and you would stop. Whatever I want for my family, it should be the same out that I want for your family. Now, if you don't want a hell of bullets interrupting your family's life, why would you do it to somebody else? Why would you do it to somebody else? And as I said the other night, they did the sting. They got a lot of guns off the street. Wonderful, wonderful. But if you didn't get the finger that was pulling the trigger of the guns you now have, what did you accomplish? Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing. Don't you know if they get one gun, they can get 20? We refuse to be held hostage in our city. Only way that's going to happen is we must become the change that we're looking for. And as far as the acting United States Attorney General Hook came and spoke yesterday, it was yesterday he spoke. He said absolutely nothing. Not a damn thing. Nothing. It was a photo shoot. It's an election season. What he said is what other law enforcement agencies been saying for years about this. And as reporter asked him, so what makes this different? It's gonna work. It's not. It's not. It's not. They come before nights because it's election to satisfy us and pacify us and try to keep us calm, believing in their miracle until after the election. And then they'll tell you to kiss their ass. We did the best we could. So with that being said, my brothers and sisters that sit on Facebook all day posting about the shootings, the homicides. If you really want to make a change, you really want to help fight it, get your ass out of your house sometimes and get out there and roll your sleeves up and start speaking with people so we can find out how we can aggressively address this. And maybe, I said it before, nobody says anything about it when I say it, I guess it sounds stupid. But if law enforcement agencies here, hands are tied, and they don't know which way to turn, that's okay. But what isn't okay is when you lie about you have it under control and you know you don't. Here's what I suggest you do. It's been done before. You search the database and you find a city and a state that has had problems like we're having now in Shreveport with shootings. Maybe even a little worse than what's going on here. But they implemented a plan and it worked. And it reduced the number of homicides in the city, as well as shooting and other violent crimes. I suggest you get on a plane, a bus, a boat, a kite, tricycle, bicycle, skateboard. I don't give a damn how you get there. Go and talk to that department, that police department in that city, and see if you can mirror what they did there here. But to do nothing is not an option. To keep lying to us is not an option. I know you can do that. If they got it down, I know we can get it down. Sometimes you have to come out of your comfort zone And don't worry about saying, well, I'm the law, I'm the lieutenant, I'm the captain. And stuff. I just don't feel that's right for me going, I should know what to do. You damn right you should know what to do. But since your dumb ass don't know what to do, get on the damn plane or somewhere and go ask them what they did. That's simple. That's simple. Stop trying to be seen as Superman. And then knocking our ass off in Shreveport like a wheel. In 2019, Shreveport, Louisiana were among the deadliest cities, according to the FBI crime report. And that's sad. That's earthly sad. We shouldn't have to keep coming to the mic telling you to tell what you know. I think that's stupid on us. Maybe we need to stop that shit, because if you don't know to say nothing by now, then you never will. But I can't convince you to say something and you know you're not going to say something. So I'm really wasting my damn time talking to you. It's kind of like a candle in the wind. But God forbid, next shooting lands at your doorstep. Then you want somebody to sound the alarm for you. The brother that was killed in Ocean City a few weeks ago, a mental patient. Travinsky Odom, who was pumped full of bullets by law enforcement in Shreveport, Louisiana, was a mental patient. The brother, he was Rochester somewhere, that was allegedly had a knife in his hand coming at us. He had a mental problem. Okay, said, okay, what does that mean? Here's what it means. I suggest you come up with a plan similar to the hostage negotiating. When that person comes out there, they're trained to deal with this individual in ways cops are not. They come to de-escalate. But if it lasts for so long and they can't bring it down, then the officers have to do what they have to do. So when you know this is a mental patient, I suggest you get someone certified and qualified to come out with law enforcement before they pump bullets in them and try to speak to them. Maybe they offer medication, get it and take it to them. A lot of the people that they're killing are mental patients. There are 101 things law enforcement should be doing, but they're not. You and I know they're not trained to wound, they're trained to kill. And that's what they do. They kill people. They kill people. In the academy, they got the little sections. They may have rap music playing, any kind of music, just loud, and all kind of lights in there. They got targets popping up. This is to teach you how to make a split-second decision that might save somebody's life, but they don't. They go on and take them out. We had to. He was coming at us. So we had to. Okay. Their problem is not at the academy because it's not having no white folks. It's not. And they're laughing at us. We out there running up and down the street and it's hot. Coronavirus is out there. And we're saying no justice, no peace. We just put up a post. I forget where it was, but a cop, I think, has been placed on paid administrative leave when they were caught on social media laughing about what they do to blacks. We need to know who we're giving a badge and a gun to. A few years ago, Florida, I think, had to get rid of 3 or 4 white police officers because they were current members of the Ku Klux Klan. So, since I pay your salary, Don't you think it would be, do you think it would be okay for me if I pay their salary to ask to see their resume before they give them a gun and a badge? And for me to go and maybe speak with some people in the neighborhood that know them, just because they can pass this test or that test and got a diploma or a GED. This might be a lunatic in a man. So we need to know who we're giving a job to. And I need the disciplinary history online 24/7. When involved in an altercation with someone, I don't need you to wait 2 or 3 days. I need that person's name released right then and there, because you're going to release the victim's name right then and there and try to do character assassination. Nothing in the academy will stop them from being who they really are. And cops have become the criminals that we hired them to chase. Cops, criminals on patrol. And simple as that. I love you guys, bitch. Lord, we'll be back tonight and we'll go more about the brother who was just arrested in Shreveport, Louisiana, which is a major arrest for them. I'm Al Scott. Remember, I'm not always right and you're not always wrong. But I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Thank you.